and he said, you know, there's psychotherapy. And I was like, oh my God, psychotherapy? Like, I can't do this today. I cannot do this today. He's talking about psychotherapy for filling a cavity? Oh my God. So I actually had intentions to record my video about the dentist office experience yesterday when I went to the dentist with my daughter Zaynab. She's 9 years old. We had her first appointment here in Gambia. It was way too stressful. Yesterday was so stressful I could not record. So I know this is a bit awkward, me recording on the beach, you know, about the dentist office experience. But I'm here on the beach with Salwa in early morning, just enjoying the breeze and the weather and the environment. And I figured that I could just shoot this video really quick to tell you guys about my experience, the first experience at the dentist office here in Gambia. We got off on a really rough start at the dentist office. So I mentioned before in the previous video that things typically take a really long time here in Gambia. You know, it doesn't matter if you have an appointment or not. So yesterday I had an appointment for my daughter Zaynab at the dentist. She's 9. My appointment was at 10:30 a.m. and I got there and waited so long that it felt like we were a walk-in. Like, we may as well had been a walk-in. So that's it. We really got off on like a really negative start with the dentist office. My appointment was at 10:30 and we actually didn't get in the back to see the dentist until 12:45. So it was almost 1 o'clock that afternoon by the time we got to the back. So that you know, that did not set the tone for us to have a good experience. But before we even got to the back to see the dentist, I was already stressed out because Zaynab is the child that has the biggest phobia about the dentist. So as a mom, my first question was, what type of medication do you have available? Like, what are my options for pain? You know, for my daughter, I said all of her life she's really had a hard time with the dentist office and getting work done, and this particular cavity that I know needs to be filled, we actually attempted to try to get this filled in the US, but Zaynab was fighting the dentist and they couldn't get they couldn't get medication to sedate her. Like, it was just a really rough time. So the dentist kindly explained that he doesn't go straight to medication for pain for the children. So he tries like alternate therapies first before going to medication. So I was concerned about that because that's just not what we're used to. We're used to, you know, you go to the dentist's office. So in the US, we're used to them, you know, basically telling us what medications are available, and you kind of like weighing your options as far as like what route you want to go, like for medication or, you know, gas or whatever it is that they have to kind of get the child settled, you know, to get their dental work done. So I explained to him, I said, this particular child, there's no way, like, it's impossible that we're going to be able to get dental work done for her without medication. Like, she's going to be screaming. Your patients that are in the waiting room are going to hear her screaming. Like, it's going to be a really unpleasant experience. Like, and it's impossible. This particular child is impossible. So I said to him, you know, please just tell me the options that you have. Like, what medication do you have available? And I said, like, I'm not getting her dental work done without her having some type of medication. So the dentist said to me, I refuse to do this procedure by going straight to medication. Like, I refuse to go straight to medicine or get Salwa. I refuse to go straight to medicine without trying alternate therapies. So at that point, I got upset. I was like, excuse me? Like, what do you mean you refuse? You know, I'm not used to that. In the US, you know, you basically, you come, you pay for your service, you tell them what it is that you want, how the route that you want to go about getting your care done. You know, if you want medication, you have the right to do so. If you don't want medication, you have that right also. So to have a dentist to tell me like I refuse to do the procedure, I was so upset. Like, I was so upset. All I could do was just hold my head down. I held my head down because like the heat escalate, like I felt like steam was coming out of my ears. I was so mad. I just like, all I could do was hold my head down because I was ashamed of how quickly and how upset I got, because I'm just like, this is my right. Like, why is he telling me that he refused to do this procedure? And really, like, I like the dentist. So by the way that he was talking, like, I felt really comfortable with him. And I had already decided that, you know, like I felt like I trust the dentist, that I wanted him to do the work. So I was really upset because at that point I realized that I had to do things his way, because he said he refused to do it, you know, by going straight to the medicine. So as I was holding my head down, you know, he said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm okay." I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, you know, I was trying to process, like, I'm just thinking that my child is about to be screaming. You're going to hear her all through, like, she's so dramatic in the dentist. You know, I'm like, you're going to hear her all throughout the waiting room and everything. So I was just like, oh my God, like trying to process all of this. So then, you know, he says, okay, can I show Zaynab something? Like, can I show her something? And I'm like, oh my God, like I do not, like I cannot do this today. Now this was after, like, my appointment was supposed to be at 10:30 and I didn't get back there until 12:45. So I'm already upset. Like, Zaynab was, Salwa was acting up in the waiting room and, you know, crying, and it was hot and there's no AC and all that. So after experiencing all that, this man is telling me that he's not going to use medicine to get my child's cavity filled, something that we have never ever done before. What is this alternate therapy, you know? And he's like, I just want to let me show Zaynab something. I'm going to show her something. And he said, you know, there's psychotherapy. And I was like, oh my God, psychotherapy? Like, I can't do this today. I cannot do this today. He's talking about psychotherapy for filling a cavity. Oh my God. So I just knew, like, there was about to be trouble. So then he said, you know, let me just show Zaynab something. Let me show Zaynab something. So I said, okay. So I'm standing there. I'm still hot. Like, I'm mad. But I'm like, okay, Aminah, like, you're not in control right now. Like, he's clearly going to do things his way, or you're just not going to get this treatment done today. So I'm like, all right, let me calm down. So he turns on the big screen on the wall, and he puts the photo, the image of Zaynab's mouth on the screen, and he shows her, like, where the cavity is. So he starts talking to her and he's saying, like, this is the cavity that's in your mouth. You know, it has food in it. We have to clean it out and get it clean. So he's explaining everything to her. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to calm down, because I see, like, all right, Zaynab's listening to him and, you know, she's feeling comfortable with this person. So I was like, okay, so let me just calm down. So then he shows her the instrument and he's saying, like, this is what I'm going to use. Like, I'm going to clean everything. So he went step by step. He didn't do anything without explaining to Zaynab what he was going to do first, showing her, I'm going to do this. It's not going to hurt, you know. And then, like, whenever he would do something, he would say, like, did it hurt? Did you feel any pain? So, you know, he just, like, took his time and made her really comfortable. So I stood out, like, on the outside of the door, with the baby. So I stood on the outside of the door with the baby, and, like, the door was open and everything, and I could just, like, hear what was going on, and, like, I'd peek in there and everything. So long story short, I never heard Zaynab complaining. I go in the room after some time, and, like, he's putting the equipment away and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know, are you able to fill the cavity? And he's like, it's finished, like, it's done. And I was like, you're not telling me you filled you're not telling me you filled her cavity already. Like, you're not telling me it's done. And he told her to open her mouth. I looked in her mouth. It was a brand new tooth. I mean, like, it looked so professional, so clean, and honestly, like, it looked the same or even better than what it would have looked if we had gotten it care done in the US. And I was so embarrassed. I was so, like, embarrassed and ashamed of myself about how I pitched, like, a fit about it and the medication, and I mean, like, I'm still embarrassed, and but I have to take my other children to go get their teeth cleaned and stuff at this dentist's office. But I just, like, I couldn't believe it, and I'm just like, everything's done. Everything was finished. Like, before the cavity was actually filled, I was explaining to him, I was like, I'm so embarrassed right now, like, after the fact. But, you know, I was like, I've been with this child all of her life. I was there when she got all of her cleanings, all of her dental care, everything. And I know that it's impossible, like, to do this for Zaynab without the pain medication. But I was wrong. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to take the rest of my children there. I plan on getting my dental, like, my teeth cleaning and everything there, and for the rest of my family. So yeah, that was my experience. I just felt to, like, share it because that was actually my only experience with dental here in Gambia. If I have other experiences with other dental offices, I can share those also. Yeah, so the procedure got done. It was professional. It was a pleasant experience. There were some things that were just like, it's just, you know, the differences, me still adjusting to things being different here than how they are in the US. Like, I feel like it's going to take, like, a really long time. Once you'll get comfortable with things, but then it's like when situations arise, your mind is always going to go back to what you were taught was correct, or what you were taught was right, or what you're used to. You know, coming from other places, even if you're not coming from the US, coming from wherever your home is, wherever you come here from, you know, you're never going to stop comparing the experiences. So yeah, that was our experience with the dental care, the dental office at Smile Dental here in Gambia. Someone asked me a question about, like, medical insurance and dental insurance here in Gambia, so I kind of wanted to answer that question. No, there isn't dental insurance here in Gambia that I'm aware of. As far as I know, you have to pay for your dental care and your doctor care out of pocket. Also, there's not, like, a credit card system here in Gambia. So if you wanted to get dental care, you would definitely expect to be paying out of pocket and paying cash. The consultation to talk to the dentist was $500, which is roughly equivalent to $10 USD, and then the treatment was $2,000, and that's roughly equivalent to $40 USD to get the cavity filled. So all in all, it was roughly $50 USD for the consultation and treatment to get my daughter's care done at the dentist. There were no hidden fees. It was just straightforward. Yeah, so it was really inexpensive compared to, like, the cost for dental care in the US, like if you were paying out of pocket. So I just wanted to share that about yeah, so, like, there isn't like health insurance where you could get dental. That is one of the downsides for people that are not able to afford to get, like, to pay out of pocket to get the dental care done. They don't have that option as far as insurance.
My name is Zaynab Summers, and I went to the dentist today to get my cavity filled. First I was scared, but then it was a little bit fun.
Fun? How was it fun?
Because I got to lay on a bed. I had a good experience, and I want to go back there to get my teeth cleaned.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.